Welcome back to The Exchange. We're covering cybersecurity, sporting goods, and a staple in this edition of Earnings Exchange. Our trader is Lee Munson, CIO of Portfolio Wealth Advisors. Lee, appreciate it. Let's start with Zscaler, which reports after the bell, cloud security firm. They've got tight competition, although I don't know, maybe less so now after what happened with CrowdStrike. Some big leadership changes. What do you do with the stock here?
You know, if you want, I think the whole group runs. Just for full disclosure, I'm long a lot of Palo Alto, which is very different. Zscaler is the smaller, up-and-coming, high beta way to play cybersecurity. I'm not long this stock, but I'm really rooting for it. This is a company that historically under promises and over delivers. So if we over deliver today on Zscaler, I think that the whole group is going to benefit. I'm very bullish going into next year with cybersecurity.
I mean, still, it's rare. 63 PE. You don't see that a lot these days. You like the whole group. You say this one has the most beta. Okay, let's move along then from the cyber stocks and talk about Dick's Sporting Goods, where, you know, Wedbush is staying positive on the House of Sports stores. They're pushing into omni-channel, saying it could boost comps by 2 full points. The stock's had a good year. It's doubled over the past 52 weeks. What do you do?
You know, I think if you own it, you hold it. Here's the core thing on Dick's. It's a great story. Everybody understands the narrative. You know, parents are going to skimp on a vacation before they skimp on their kids' athletic equipment. But here's the thing. I think a lot of what's happening with Dick's, they're doing a big distribution center and they're planning expansion in Texas. Texas has to work because right now we're just increasing revenues fast, you know, earnings faster than the revenues. It's a cost-cutting story now. I think going into next year, either they make it in Texas or I think the growth slows down and there could be some concerns.
Absolutely. And I'm just was going to say I'm impressed post-pandemic with the sports bubble that we had, that the stock is still coming back the way that it is. Okay, that brings us to Hormel. I was going to make a spam joke, but that's so tired. Let's talk about how Citi upgraded it to buy last month, improvements in sales trends, falling input costs, obviously a positive. And Citi's also positive on their turkey margin, saying that whole bird prices could turn inflationary by November, just in time for Thanksgiving. Point being, what do you do with the stock, Lee?
Well, look, a couple of years ago, they bought Planters Peanuts, and the stock is down double digits, not up double digits. That didn't help. Number two, in order for Hormel to really get past that mid-single-digit growth, they've got to start adding value to what they do. So it's not just, so they're not just talking about turkey prices all the time. So I think there's a lot of headwinds on this. Granted, they're growing better than, say, a Pepsi or other things in food and stuff. But until they add value, I think it's just a commodity. I'd go someplace else.
Munson wants better acquisitions. Lee, thanks for joining us and squeezing it in today. We really appreciate it. Lee Munson, Portfolio Wealth Advisors, and I will see you after a break on Power Lunch.